there is a voice that speaks to you at 3 a.m. It whispers, "You went too far this time." It says, "You made the wrong choice. You married the wrong person. You took the wrong job. You wasted too many years." The fear is simple. You think you are powerful enough to ruin God's plan for your life. But let me ask you a question. Is your mistake greater than God's sovereignty? If you think you can derail the creator of the universe with one bad decision, you are giving yourself too much credit. Job said to the Lord, "I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted." You haven't ruined the plan. You've just entered a new chapter of it. Let's look at the resume of Moses. At 40 years old, he had everything: Prince of Egypt, wealth, power. But then, he made a catastrophic mistake. He ended a man's life. In one day, he went from a prince to a fugitive, from a palace to a sheep pen. For 40 years, Moses lived in the desert. Imagine the regret he felt every night. "I was supposed to deliver my people, but I ruined it. God can't use me now." He thought his story was over at 40. But God doesn't consult your past to determine your future. At 80 years old, when Moses thought he was forgotten, God said, "Now I am ready to use you." The 40 years of silence were not a waste. They were a school. God didn't write Moses off. He was just editing the character. Your detour is not a dead end. What feels like a delay to you is preparation to Him. But maybe your mistake wasn't 40 years ago. Maybe it was last night. Maybe you feel like Peter. Peter didn't just make a mistake. He committed treason. He looked Jesus in the eye and said, "I will die for you." Hours later, he swore he never knew him. Can you imagine the shame? The rooster crowed, and Peter realized he had failed the only person who mattered. He thought, "This is it. I am disqualified. I am not a rock. I am a coward." But watch what happens after the resurrection. Jesus didn't come back with a lecture. He didn't come back with a list of Peter's failures. He came back with breakfast. On that beach, Jesus didn't say, "Why did you ruin my plan?" He asked, "Do you love me?" And then he gave the command, "Feed my sheep." Jesus knew Peter would fail before he called him. Your failure was factored into the plan before you were even born. God is not surprised by your stumbling. He is the master architect who builds bridges out of the stones you tripped over. There is a Japanese art form called kintsugi. When a precious bowl is broken, they do not throw it away. They mend the cracks with liquid gold. The result is a piece that is more beautiful because it was broken. This is what God does with your life. He is not looking for a perfect vessel. He is looking for a yielded vessel. You think you need a plan B. God doesn't have a plan B. He only has plan A. And His plan A is big enough to absorb your mistakes, your sins, and your delays, and still get you to the destination. Romans 8:28 promises, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him." All things, even the messy things. So, let's stop grieving the life you thought you should have had, and let's start embracing the life God is redeeming right now. Close your eyes. Let go of the what ifs. Lord, I confess that I have been carrying the heavy burden of regret. I thought I ruined your plan. I thought I was too broken to be used. But today I bring my broken pieces to you. You are the potter. I am the clay. Remake me. Rewrite my story. I trust that you are not finished with me yet. My mistakes are not stronger than your grace. Breathe in that new mercy. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. The enemy wants you to look back, because if you look back, you can't move forward. Don't let him win. God has turned the page. It's time for you to do the same.